Well, hello everybody, and welcome into another exciting episode of the Sports Scene. It is a special. It is, of course, the 21st, 2025. I tell you what, I'm your host as always, David Wood, and that guy over there is the ever so dangerous Donnie Wood. What's up, Donnie?
How much, David? How you doing?
You know what? I'm living life just, one day at a time. When you get to my age, one day at a time is a big deal.
That is so true, David. You're
It's
you're
a big
old.
deal. It's I'm
Yes.
older than the hills, and I'm beginning to feel it. I don't like it, but I'm going to deal with it. That's the only thing I can do. I tell you what, folks, you're going to love this episode. We got a lot to get to, man. It is so much sports going on. I made a post earlier in the week. I said it is heating up, and I'm talking about sports is heating up, Donnie. Everybody thinks school's letting out, and all the high school sports are dwindling, and we haven't been on the air since I haven't been on the air since the baseball playoff, and they're in Haltom City. But I tell you, and we're going to be off for a little while because football isn't going to start for a while. But there's a lot going on. Toller getting ready for the new season, and all of the professional sports, even the colleges, they're getting ready. Everybody's ramping it up and everything. So wanted to jump on here and give a little sports scene special. Also, we've got a great list today. Donnie has put a great list together. It is, of course, Memorial Day weekend, and it's not a reason to go out to the beach and, hammer back on beers and stuff like that and everything. It's not a reason to go barbecue and hang out with your buds. It's not a reason. It's supposed to be a time we're supposed to reflect for people who gave the ultimate sacrifice in our armed services fighting for our freedoms and our liberties here in America. So, while you're having all that great time, and I'm not begrudging anybody that's going to be doing all that, but while you're having that great time, I want everybody to reflect on it. Donnie's got a great list, top 5 war movies, because movie watching,
Is a sport.
it is a sport. And so we're going to talk about our top 5. My list is way better than Donnie's. I mean, way better than Donnie's. And
Uh,
Major Payne is not a war movie, Donnie. Major Payne is a comedy about a drill instructor. It's nowhere even close to what are you thinking, Major Payne? What's all that about?
See, I didn't even think about Major Payne. See, you probably seen that movie. I haven't.
Oh
That
my
makes me a
gosh.
better American already.
You haven't seen Major Payne?
No.
Oh my God. It is so good, Donnie. It's even got late great the late great Bam Bam Bigelow in it, man. When you got the Bam Bam Bigelow in your movie, I mean, we're talking blockbuster. Blockbuster.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
It's really great. Hey, folks, we want you to jump on and we want you to hang on because we got a lot of good content. Y'all are going to want to be a part of it. And we're going to start off with our favorite topic, which is always the Toller Rattlers. The Toller Rattlers, Donnie, not you. We
Uh,
also have another great fun thing that we're going to do. And we're going to do it right after the Rattler segment. Donnie's got a great game he wants to play. Tell him what
yeah.
it is, Donnie.
Well, I think a lot of people have probably played this a little bit. It's called This and That, and it's
This and
simple.
that.
Yeah. So we're going to go through some little things that I'm going to ask David, and we'll both answer.
Mm-hmm.
And you choose, like
Would you
for
rather have this
example,
or that?
yeah, for example, this isn't one of them, but like money or love, stuff like that.
Money, money,
I knew
money.
that would be your answer. You didn't have to answer that, but see, this way, our answers might tell some of our listeners, or they might learn something more about us and
Uh huh.
how we roll.
Sure. Absolutely. Money.
I'm
Money.
love
Money.
because I'm
Money.
a lover, not a
Uh huh.
fighter.
Uh huh. All right, let's talk about them. Your Toller Rattlers, folks. Little preview. We'll have a big preview show as we get closer in. But 20 graduating seniors off of that football squad uh, coming up this week, Donnie. As a matter of fact, I'm going to the graduation tomorrow night or Friday night, and really looking forward to it. Peyton Brown invited me out to the graduation. He also invited me out to a graduation party. I don't think I'm going to go to the party, Donnie, because me and parties, they don't mix.
Well, yeah, because you got to be in bed at 8:30.
Eight
So
thirty. I got to be there, man. It's. I got a date with the sheets. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
All right. Well, as aforementioned, we're going to lose 20 seniors at this graduation off of our football squad from last year, regional finalist. And I tell you, Donnie, it's a big, big deal. We have only 3 offensive starters returning and 4 defensive starters returning. So we got to get people, and we got to replace eight positions on offense and 7 positions on defense as starters. Now, as you know, the Total Rattlers have always had a big, heavy rotation on their with their players. They rotated a lot of players in and everything, so we've got some experience. Some of those players that were juniors last year that will be transitioning into seniors, they're going to be ready for that. And then, of course, the sophomores. We had a heavy sophomore class last year that got a lot of playing time on the varsity level. Plus, that JV squad, Donnie, lost 1 football game last year, and they won district at the end of the season. It really, really a great squad, and we saw some of them come up during the playoffs and even make some contribute. Say it, Donnie. They contributed to the success there in the playoffs, and so they were able to do some things. Of course, on the offensive side, 3 big guys that are coming back. When you have your quarterback coming back, Donnie, that's a big deal. And we're talking about Britton Rice. He'll be a junior, Donnie, just a baby, still just a baby, coming back for his junior year. But think about all the experience that he got as a starting quarterback who took all the offensive snaps last year on the varsity, coming back for his junior year. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, of course. You know, it kind of reminds me of back when Jackson, he came in late his freshman year and started playing on the varsity and started throughout his sophomore year. And so it kind of reminds me of that. And he showed a lot of maturation through the season and got better. Obviously, you know, everybody knows quarterback, you know, quite honestly is the most important position on the football team. And if you have a good quarterback that brings back some experience, you're heading the right direction. And obviously he's got to have a lot of help. And I think there's quite a few playmakers that will be able to help him out. I think, honestly, I would see us again leaning on that running attack this season with the running backs that are coming back.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The other 2, of course, are wide receiver Dakin Watkins. He'll be a senior. And then Ryder Rhodes, the only returning starter off that offensive line that did such a great job last year. Ryder Rhodes, he will be a senior. He'll be the right guard, entrenched there in the guard position. They may even move him to left. I don't know. But I tell you what, Britton Rice is the big key to the cog because, like you said, Donnie, most important position on the offense is your quarterback. When you have all that experience, yes, you got a lot of holes to fill. 4 offensive line positions, starting positions up for grabs. 2 wide receiver positions, starting positions up for grabs. 1 big running back position to replace a big guy, downtown Peyton Brown. It may take 3 running backs to give you the production that you have with Brown or to get you the production that you had last year. And then 1 H-back. And, of course, Drake Owens and Brooks Stone, both graduating, they held down that H-back position, platooning in and out and everything. And I'll tell you what, that's going to be a big position, a huge position, because that guy's going to be a lot of times your lead blocker going in. We got to see Drake and Brooks. They both did a phenomenal job lead blocking out of that H-back position. Sometimes they go into the slot and block on the corner. Sometimes they would run out, out routes and everything. We saw Drake early on, Donnie, being a big, huge contributor on that receiving game. So H-back, another big key position. The key, though, to me on the offensive side, Donnie, is those 4 offensive line positions. And I'm telling you, they've got some guys. Now, let me give you a quick rundown real quick. I got it right here. Offensive linemen that were on the varsity last year that are returning. J.W. Rickenball. You remember we called his name out quite a bit last year. He's going to be a junior next year. Of course, Casey Fisher. He will also be a junior this year, returning. And then Waylon Bella. Is it Bella?
Yeah, I believe so.
Bella? Yeah, and he'll be a senior this year. So those 3 are coming back with Rhodes. And then, of course, you've got quite a bit coming off that JV squad. And I was just looking at names here. I think Eli Stewart. We've heard of the Stewart name before, Donnie, on the offensive line for the Toller Rattlers. That's one to kind of watch out for. He will be a junior next year. Nolan Cobble. And you remember Nolan played catcher on that baseball squad, Donnie. He's a big guy and solid dude. Reminds me a lot of a guy that played center for us a couple of years ago, Jesse Owen. And so if we can replace a couple of those spots, those 4 spots, with a couple of guys from the JV and the returning players from last year's squad, we should be okay. But that's the key, is replacing that offensive line, because you said it, Donnie, running game. Running game sets up your passing success. I think we can be successful passing the football, especially with the more seasoned quarterback. But we have got to find an offensive line that's going to be able to create paths and holes for this run game, and we got to get a couple of runners in there that can do it. And I think we got a few that might be able to do it, huh, Donnie?
Yeah, we do, and it's going to be interesting to see. I'm interested in the brothers coming in there and maybe tag team and in the backfield. One of them is a junior. I think the other was a sophomore, right?
Keon will be a sophomore next year. He came up from the JV and helped us in the varsity. He looked good in a playoff game. I remember that. And then, of course, you're talking about Kelvin Murray, who Kelvin Murray was all-district linebacker last year for us. He's returning on that defensive side of the football. I see him playing both ways, but if he's going to play both ways, he's going to need some breaks. And like you said, Donnie, Keon's going to be a part of it. But you also got the baby bull there. You remember him from last year, Donnie, and I'm talking about number 44, Ethan Tidwell. Look out for Ethan Tidwell to be part of something on that offensive line. Also, Caden Abrego. Caden Abrego, he is the heir apparent, I believe, to that H-back position and running out of the backfield and, lead blocking and catching some passes from Britton Rice.
Yeah, and I think that the offense is obviously going to be better. This will be our second season under the new coaching staff, so they'll have that they have that whole season, and where they went far in the playoffs. Obviously, first year and back in 3A Division II, going up against a lot of really good teams. So that experience is going to help them. Knowing the offense better is going to help them. I think Kelvin Murray. I believe. I don't know what Coach is thinking, but I think Kelvin should see a lot more, getting a lot more carries this season. I know he played defense and he played great, but with Peyton Brown gone, obviously, I think Murray should be the guy to be getting, because he breaks off big plays, and if you can break off some big plays, it makes it a lot easier for your offense. You get make a 50, 60-yard run. It sure to make things a lot easier for you on offense. And one thing I like about the offense too is the Rice and Watkins combination, with Watkins at wide receiver, because they did a really good job last year.
Yes, they did.
Watkins, big target. So that will be a fun thing to watch again on the offensive side. I want to say thanks for a couple listeners checking in. Greg Allen out of Weatherford, and the Haltom City guy. He's a legend in Haltom City, William Boyd. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, Donnie. We're going to talk about it right now. The defense. I'm really excited about the defense, because you're talking about leaders on this defense. What I want to go back to the offense real quick. Can you see Keon and Kelvin running out of the backfield, or maybe you split one of them, you line up both of them in the backfield, you split one out, and you run flares with those guys, and you've got a big wide receiver like Dakin Watkins going down the field. The opportunities in the passing game are really, really going to light up, I think, this year. But it's all going to be predicated on how well this offensive line is going to mature and get going. And early on in the season, people, you got to give them a little bit of time. It's going to take a while for that unit to become one. But if I know Coach like I know Coach, he's been drilling that since the last day of the last football game that we had this past season. So defensively, you got Caden Abrego. He was our starting nose tackle last year. He's coming back. He'll be a junior. Kelvin Murray, I've already mentioned him, all district linebacker. He'll be back as a junior. We got a couple of seniors, upcoming seniors, which will be the corner, Anson Lamanek. We really like the way he played last year at that corner spot. And then you've got the dime, Noah Yanish. And boy, I tell you what, pound for pound, probably one of the better football players out there on the field, that Noah Yanish. Reminds me of a guy by the name of Stembridge that played a couple of years ago.
Yeah, Yanish is fun to watch, and he does it both ways too. And that's very impressive. A kid his size that can get as many snaps as he does. Obviously, small school football, a lot of most of the good athletes are going to go both ways, and Yanish is a big part of that offense, playing as a wide receiver, and
yes, he is.
And then obviously on defense, he is a big player on the secondary. So. Yeah, he's fun to watch, and again, he is another playmaker on both sides of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, he makes some big plays, and on defense, he can create some turnovers. So that'll be fun to watch. But obviously, we got a lot of holes to fill. I mean, like you mentioned, a huge senior class that the year before as juniors went to the state championship game in the 2A Division I. Last year, we moved up to 3A Division II, which, quite honestly, I mean, I know it's kind of weird to think Tolar is 3A because you see a lot of these towns that have actually fast food places and stores and stuff. And Tolar, just a couple of years ago got the blinking red light, went to a real red light. So it's hard to think that they're 3A, but
it's a real red light.
It's a real red light now.
Oh, and no.
But the thing is, if we would have stayed at 2A last year, we would have won it. I truly believe it. Looking at the teams, I mean, the team that we dominated, Hamilton, went to the semifinals.
Yeah.
So that just shows you what from 2A Division I to 3A Division II, and obviously last year again there was a lot of good 3A Division II teams.
Oh, yeah.
And the team we lost to was one of them.
Yep, absolutely. A couple of names. Donnie, you want some names? How about Kellen Mitchell? Kellen Mitchell was a freshman last year on that JV squad, but I've watched this kid. He's a good size and a really good football player. He's one that we want to watch out for. There's a bunch of them. I mentioned a couple earlier. Also, you never know. We may have some move-ins, Donnie, and there was a lot of guys that got a lot of playing time, playing both ways last year on that varsity squad. So we're not going to throw in the towel, that's for sure, even though we graduate 20. One of the biggest places to replace, Donnie, I think the key to all of it is what I'm fixing to tell you. Ready? Kicker, punter. We lost both. Brooks, Stone Cold, is gone, y'all. Stone Cold he's gone. He's graduating Friday. And so you know how important that kicking game was. Heck, he won us a game last year at that Teague game. And, he was such a difference maker in field position and being able to, when you punt that ball and you're able to corner kick it and you're able to get it down there pretty far and everything and make things happen on the field position game and on kickoffs. It's very, very important that we find somebody that's going to be able to at least do somewhat close to what Brooks got us last year.
Yeah, quite honestly, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on whoever they bring up to take that position over, the kicker and the punter, if it's going to be the same person or two people, because since we've been doing Tolar football, Tolar's been spoiled with some really good kickers and punters. So, so every year, that's it's like you mentioned, it's a difference maker when you can control that special teams and win the special teams, and a lot of it is the kicking and the punting. So that's a big position that a lot of people don't think about, and I'm sure that's a high priority for the coaching staff to find that replacement.
Yeah, folks, if you're watching our broadcast instead of the Ranger broadcast, we actually just had a hit, Donnie. We had a good hit. That's pretty good.
I know we're gonna, and people that's listening, we're talking Tolar, and some of them don't even maybe know where Tolar is. So bear with us. We'll be talking a lot more other stuff, and we got a couple of lists that you'll have fun with.
Absolutely. We're going to get to all of the sports, Donnie. We got all of them tonight. Here's, just in case people want to know, that's your schedule this year. And when I look at it, Donnie, I see 4 big trap games that could be of issue. Of course, those first 2 games are scrimmages. And then we open up with Peaster at home this time. Teague, we don't have to drive to Teague, Donnie. Teague's going to be here. And then, of course, at Millsap. We're going to be at Comanche. We love going to Comanche and calling games at Comanche. Last time wasn't so bad, though, Donnie. I think it'll be better this time, too. Breckenridge at home. Then we've got at Early and at Dublin. Clifton at home. And then Brady. That's going to be a big game. We're going to drive all the way down to Brady. Probably me and Doug. I know Donnie. He don't like to drive very far. So, I don't know, I'm going to be getting in real late. And then, of course, we'll round everything up with that big Eastland game. And a couple of these games, Donnie, are becoming a little bit of rivalry games. And some, we've always played Comanche for years and years and years. So that's a little bit of a rivalry game. Brady felt like a rivalry game last year because it was really coming down to us and then that Eastland game. So those last 2 games in district, really, really tough. Teague's going to be a tough matchup. Peaster, we know what they did to us last year. They spoiled our perfect season. And everything. So there's some really cool stuff going up. And, of course, Comanche, always a fun game to play up there. A lot of them are D1, Donnie, and we took care of business last year. I think we're going to be able to do it again this year, too.
Yeah, I think the non-district, again, is kind of tough with bigger schools. But, again, just like last year I said before the season started, I felt pretty confident that we was going to win district, and we did. And I believe we still, even with the losses that we've had, not returning very many starters, I just think Toller is just a better class than the teams that's in our district.
Absolutely.
So, but the Peaster game is going to be tough because that's a good 3A Division I school. They keep getting better every year. Yep. Comanche's always tough, and they're usually bigger, but we've handled them in the past. And the T game is again going to be tough because they're a big 3A Division I school. And I kind of like going. I like their field. It was kind of like the Tennessee Volunteers field. But that'll be another interesting game, and they're definitely going to be wanting paybacks after the big last-second field goal win that we had. So it'll be a fun season, and it's all about winning district, getting that number 1 seed, and getting some good 1 and 2 rounds where you can get momentum going in, and who knows what can happen after that.
Absolutely.
And one thing is, I think the Gunter Tigers might be taking a drop off. They're going to lose a lot of guys, and they lost their head coach.
Yep.
So he personal reason he had to leave. So Gunter's going to have I think it's their offensive coordinator is taking over there, but so that kind of opens up 3A Division II football.
Yes,
so
it does.
It'll be fun.
Yes, it does. All right, now, folks, as Donnie said, we're going to get on to some other stuff real quick. I got 2 more things to talk about on the high school level. Down at the bottom of the screen, if you want to be a sponsor for Toller Sports Broadcast for 2005-2026 season, and we are now officially, by the school district, the official voice of the Rattlers, you need to call me at that number and set it up, because I'm telling you, folks, my summer is going to be way busier than what it was last year. I'm not going to have the time to be running around all over the place. I do have a videographer that's going to be coming out and shooting some nice commercials. So if you want to upgrade the commercial that you have, or if you want to get a commercial as opposed to me doing some kind of slide preparation for you, you want to get on this early. There will be a slight price increase because we got more cost involved here. We are going to broadcast every game, that is away and home games, and all of them are going to be broadcast on the YouTube channel. Some will be on Facebook Live, but not very many. And that is where our library is going to be. And so, again, we've got football. We're also going to be trying to get some volleyball in this year. We've got basketball, and we've got baseball and softball. The basketball's for both boys and the girls. So, folks, we're also looking for an intern if you want to come out and help intern. I'm getting older, and as I get older, I don't want to do everything. And my brothers, they're really good at broadcasting and talking, but they're not really good at all that helping stuff. So I need somebody that's going to run that camera for me. I need somebody that's going to help. Doug's going to come out, I believe, again this year and do some stats. So we're really looking at somebody to help on the technical side. We also want a young voice that'll go down on the sidelines, get some sideline interviews. It'll be a lot of fun. If you want to be a part of it, call that same number right there. But we need to get the sponsorship going up. The second thing I wanted to touch up on high school is I want to send all our hearts and prayers, our thoughts and prayers out to, of course, our sisters up in Gordon, Texas, not too far from here. They took a major hit with a tornado this week. Wiped out their football field, their baseball and softball fields, part of their school. They are and of course it hit a lot of homes and damaged a lot of properties out there. So, if you have the means to support them in any way financially, or maybe you can go out there and help clean up or do whatever you want to do so. But, Gordon's always been a real competitive area up there, Donnie. And those guys, they're boot leather tough, so I know they'll get over it. But we are thinking about them in their hour of crises, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to pull this down. Actually, I'm going to keep that up a little bit longer. And let's get right to it, Donnie. You have a game we're going to play. And we're going to do it right now because I tell you what, before we get into we're going to talk, folks, about if y'all are ready, you need to get your questions, your comments, and y'all can comment on both the YouTube and the Facebook application. Send it up. We'll put it up on the screen. You can even answer some of these things. We'll have fun with it. Stars and Mavs, we got to talk about them. We got the Dallas Cowboys. We got the horrible Texas Rangers. We got a lot of stuff to get to. Lots of stuff to get to. But before we can do all that, we're going to have some fun right here. This or that, Donnie. Let's go.
All right, we're going to start off easy. And like I said, I'm gonna ask it, and David will give his answer. Then I will give mine. And anyway, you kind of learn a little bit about us. I want to make one note. You talked about our broadcast and that you're looking for an intern and this and that, and that, you obviously do like 5 things during the broadcast, which is crazy. All I do is quite
Look
honestly,
pretty.
and just so the intern, if we do get an intern,
Yeah.
just so that they understand,
Yeah.
I will always be the face, the eye candy of the show. So just understand that.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, Vogue is never called.
So
Mad Magazine has called, but Vogue is never called. I'm just going to tell you.
I was still waiting. All right. So this and that.
Yeah.
All right. This is how it works. I'm going to start off easy. Cats or dogs?
Well, you know what? That's a tough one. That's
it's
a
rapid fire.
Okay,
Rapid
I'm gonna go dog.
All right, I'm a dog guy too. All right, mullet or shaved head?
Well, I've had the mullet. I'm gonna go shaved head. I just I can't do that. I just can't do that. Nope. I'm gonna go shaved head.
No, I can't shave my head, so I'm going mullet. Obviously, All right, this is a tough one for David. Marvel or DC Comics?
Ooh. Well, my boy is Superman, so I gotta, and Wonder Woman. I gotta go DC.
Yeah, I'm old school, so us old people we tend to go DC Comics. All right, so country living or city living?
Country.
Yeah.
I don't even think about it. Even though you live in the hood, you're gonna say country.
Country, yeah. And
okay.
It's amazing to me that people would pick the city, but hey. Yeah. Movies, comedy or thriller?
Oh man, I don't like the comedies anymore because they're just getting too tacky. I'm gonna go thriller.
I'm a thriller guy too. I like the thrillers, even though I like a good comedy.
I like a good comedy, but they're
like Step Brothers or Talladega Nights or something. All right, here's sports related. Some of them will be sports related, so because we are sports people.
We're sports, yeah.
This is gonna be a tough one for David.
Yeah.
Baseball or football?
Oh, God Almighty, that's tough. You're killing me, Donnie. You're killing me, Smalls. I'm gonna have to go football, man. I still bleed it. I can't help it. I gotta go football.
All right, I'm going baseball. I'm a baseball guy, so
I love me some baseball though, Donnie, and you know it. But oh, that's tough.
All right. So I know the answer to this one for David. There's no question. Anybody
Oh,
that knows David knows
mm,
this answer. What he's going to say:
mm.
introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
Yeah, definitely. David's an extrovert. I'm more of an introvert. Only around my family am I an extrovert, or my family and friends that I know very well. They
Yeah.
they would think I'm more of an extrovert, but I'm more of an introvert. All right. Here you go. For all you drinkers out there,
Uh-oh.
beer or wine slash margaritas?
I'm gonna go beer.
Yeah, I'm a beer guy too, David.
Gotta
Yeah.
have beer. Yeah, that's right.
All right. Uh, classic rock or country?
If if it's can I put a little
Nope.
QT on it?
Nope.
Old country, not new country. Hate new country. Can't stand new country. I'd go classic rock before I would go new country. New country's horrible. It's not country anymore.
You're right, David. Nashville country's not good. I'm a Texas country. I'll take Texas country over classic rock, but I'm playing both of them. All right. Here's a good one. A good family one. Christmas or Thanksgiving?
You know, when I was growing up, it was Thanksgiving because we had the family and we did family things and we were all together as a family and the whole day was family and everything else like that. But as I get older now, I'm saying Christmas because it's the only time I see people because they come out and go, "Hey, what you got for me? What you got for me? You got something for me? Can I have something? Give me a gift." And so that's the only time I see the family anymore. So
That's a good answer. I think I'm the same way. I love Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
It's
Yeah,
the three F's of life: faith,
yeah,
food, and football. I
yeah,
mean, that's all it is. And Christmas, though, I think right now I would probably lean more to Christmas because I got grandkids and I
yeah.
get to see their excitement of the Christmas
What you
time and
got?
all that stuff.
What you got? What you got?
So,
What you got for me? What you got for me?
all right, here we go. This one's
Yeah.
an easy one. This one will be easy.
Uh
But
huh.
there are some weirdos that will probably pick the
Uh
wrong
oh.
answer on this one.
Uh-oh.
Sushi or steak?
I'm steak man. I'm a steak man.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Steak.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that sushi thing is. All
Now
right.
the warden over here, she likes the sushi though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She must be a Democrat. What?
No. No,
What?
she's Puerto Rican. You better watch
Oh,
it. She'll get you. She'll
oh! I
get you,
thought you were
Donnie.
talking about a real
No, I was
warden.
talking about my warden.
You know,
My warden. My personal warden.
my daughter Taylor, she's a sushi person, so she
Yeah.
probably picked sushi.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I'm not fancy enough for sushi.
Right.
Here's another. Well, I know. See, I know David so well. I should have probably picked what he
Uh-huh.
was going to say. I would have probably got almost every one of them right. What
Well,
David
that's
was going to.
that's another game we're going to play on another episode. We're going to have another game. I'm going to come up with some words, and then you're gonna answer for me, and I'm going to answer for you.
Okay.
So we'll do that in another episode. Go
All
ahead.
right. So
What's the
here's a
next one?
good one. And we're total opposite. I know this. Batman or Superman?
Superman.
I'm Batman. We know that. Um,
Because you got no powers.
I got
Just
all
got
the
a credit
powers.
card. That's it.
I'm smart. I got all the powers.
Okay.
Outback or Texas Roadhouse?
Ooh, Texas Roadhouse, baby.
And if anybody's listening, y'all can chime in and tell us.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
some of
we
y'all,
want to
hey,
hear from you
if
folks. Come
if
on.
you see one, if you hear one of the things and you want to, hey, I'm a Batman guy or whatever.
Yeah.
So I said, what did you say, David, on that one?
I said
Outback or steak?
Roadhouse.
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 Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm more of a Texas Roadhouse guy too.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Here's a good one: Iron Man or Captain America?
Captain America. Red, white, and blue, baby. Captain
See,
America.
this one's tough. This one's tough. I have to say Iron Man. I really like Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sneakers or boots?
Boots.
Boots. That's right. I'm a boot guy. Um, call or text? Call
Call.
or text?
Call. Call. Call me. Don't text me. I can't stand it. I don't
See,
like
we're
it.
we're definitely old because we're both calls. You
Yeah.
know, most of the young anybody under 35 would say
What's
text.
call? What's call? I don't understand this call. What does that mean?
I
What does that
texted
mean?
you.
I
All
texted
right.
you.
I hope David gets this one right.
Uh-oh.
For all the moms that are watching,
Oh, here we go.
all the ladies that are watching,
Uh, uh.
looks or personality?
Yes.
You can't say both.
Yes.
No, got to have one or the other.
No, I tell you what, I gotta have personality because I'll just take what I can get, and I hope she's personable enough.
Yeah, I'm a
Let's
personality guy too, but we have both been blessed with both of them with our
we got some
wives.
smoke. We got some
Uh,
smoking hots.
how we
That's
did
right.
it, I don't know. How we did it, I don't know. Especially you, because
Well,
obviously, you know.
June is half blind, and she has a bad sense of smell. So I lucked out.
Yeah, yep. It helps that she's blind. All right. Turf or grass?
What?
Turf or grass?
Oh my God! I like the way the turf looks, and I love it in my yard, man. I've got some turf in my yard, and so I kind of like the low maintenance and stuff like that. But there's nothing better than grass because it has that smell, and when it's cut just right, woo! So I'm
Yeah,
going
I'm more of a
grass.
grass guy. And I'm talking.
Yeah,
I was thinking more of a football field and all that stuff. So I
yeah, I
like
want
the natural
grass.
grass.
Yeah, and plus I like the weather when you have a good football game and it's a little bit wet and damp and it gets muddy and sloppy and yeah, I like that stuff.
There you go. All right, Tiger or Jack
Tiger or what?
or Jack? Jack Nichols.
Oh, Jack Nicklaus all day long. Yeah,
Jack. I'm a Jack guy.
yeah.
LeBron or Jordan?
I'll take. Do I have to? I'll take Jordan.
Yep, I'm a Jordan guy. All right. Here's a good one for David. Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair? I know David's answer. Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair?
Woo! That's right, baby. Rick stuff. Yeah, I'm going with Ric Flair.
All right. I'm
Woo!
taking Ric Flair as well.
Woo!
But I do like some Hulk Hogan. Can you do a little bit of Ric Flair? I don't think you can.
Woo!
Come on, one of his
To
little
be
rants.
the man, you got to beat the man. Woo! Yeah. Yeah.
Here's a good one. Fishing or golfing?
Golfing.
I'm a fishing guy now.
No, I'm not. I don't. You know, when we were younger, I got fishing. Keith Fleshman, if you're out there, I can't stand you anymore. He killed me on it. It was always fishing, on the water fishing. No, I want to golf. I like the time to walk the course. I like to hit the ball. I like the atmosphere, and I like hanging out with my buddies and my brothers and stuff like that. So I'm going to go with golf.
Yeah, I'm opposite nowadays. I would have
Plus,
a few years ago I would have said golfing, but now I'm a fishing guy.
plus, if your hearing is getting worse and everything, Doug doesn't bother you anymore when you play golf with him because you can't hear him.
Right. And if you're not good at math, you guys are really good at it.
Shut up. Well, actually, Donnie, both of us are playing pretty good now, so it's pretty cool.
All right, here's a good one. A great book or a good movie? A great book or a good movie?
A great book.
I'm with you, even though I don't read much books at all.
Yeah.
But you tell me it's a great book over a good movie, I'm probably going great book. All right, here's a good one. You're going to live either in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee or on the coast of Florida or California, whichever you want.
Smoky Mountains, baby.
Yeah, give me the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee any day, every day.
Yep.
All right, two more. We're done.
Two more and we're done. Okay.
LaDainian Tomlinson or Earl Campbell?
Oh my God. Two great ones, baby. Two great ones. I want to go with it. I got to go with LT though. TCU baby. Let's do it.
See, that's two great Texas kids, Texas colleges.
Yeah.
Went in the pros and had great, professional careers. Anytime, every day, give me Earl Campbell, number 34. Man, what a beat.
Rumbler.
All
Man.
right. And here's David. David has to answer this one. I'm not going to answer this one. This is our last one.
Okay.
Hope he's listening.
You're not going to answer it?
No.
You're not going to answer it?
I don't think I will.
Okay.
I might. If you answer wrong, I might.
Okay, go ahead.
Doug or Donnie?
Oh my God. I got to answer that? Doug or Donnie?
No, you don't have to. Just kidding.
Doug or Donnie, huh?
I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that.
Well, here's my answer. My answer is
your answer is neither.
huh?
Your answer is no.
I said it. I said it.
You should say Donnie since you.
I can only say it once. I can only say it once. I'll say it. I'll say it the second time. You ready?
Yeah. That's a long answer.
There you go. Well, I explained it.
You should say Donnie because Donnie because you tried to kill me. I don't know how many times when we were kids.
I'll answer it. Here we go. Yes.
Feel bad.
Yes.
All right, there you go. That's the this and that edition of the sports scene.
That's very good. Very good. Very good. All right, let's get back to some more sports, Donnie. Let's get right to it. A couple of hits and miss. We're going to go real quick on this one, Donnie. The Dallas Stars start their Game 1 action tonight against the Edmonton Oilers. It will be for the Western Finals. Mikko Rantanen, Jason Robertson, Jake Ottinger, the great goaltender, and, of course, the captain, Jamie Benn, are going to lead us through it. We're going to get through the Western Finals, and we will be in the Stanley Cup Finals here pretty quick. I'm going to go Stars in 5. I think they really get this thing done. I think they're playing hot, and I think they're going to get it done quicker. I'm going to go 5. Stars in 5.
Wow. I hope you're right but I tell you what. Oh, I meant to have one other one.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it, I missed this one. Where did that one go? Gosh.
What is it?
It was attending a Game 7 World Series game or attending a Game 7 Stanley Cup. So it's the Rangers Game 7 World Series game or a Game 7 Stanley Cup for the Stars.
Man, I'm going to tell you something, Donnie. I don't know if you've ever been to a Stars game. Have you ever been to a Stars game?
I haven't yet. I want to.
Oh, I'm going to tell you. There is nothing better than attending a hockey Dallas Stars game. Those fans know what they're doing. Have you ever been to the Ranger Stadium and you go, I know you have because we've talked about it. You've been to a Ranger Stadium and you go, where do these people come from? Do they don't know how to cheer? They don't know when they're supposed to do certain things and, stuff like that. It's like it's just a social outing for them. Not with the Stars fans, man. These guys are in tune with everything that's going on. They're screaming at the top of their lungs. It's a fun, super great atmosphere. But personally, if you're going to ask me to pick, I'm going to go with Game 7 Rangers because, me and you, Donnie, we have bled Rangers for as long as we've been on this earth. So I would go with the Rangers Game 7.
Yeah, I would have to too. But obviously, there's nothing like a Game 7 hockey game. I mean, it's so intense from the start to the finish because goals are at a premium, right? So, like the first round, the Stars had to go 7 games, and that was fun to watch. And I hope it don't go to Game 7 because this is when I get into hockey. Is when the playoffs start.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ottinger has been great in the goal. Rantanen, you mentioned him. Rantanen's been, really good. The last couple of games he hadn't done a whole lot, but he carried us in several of the games. But
our worst player just got hit. That's good because he gets to go to the base instead of strike out.
Well, yeah, don't tell me about the Rangers because I'm actually recording it. I don't know why I like to punish myself.
Okay, so who's going to win real quick? Stars?
I got the Stars in 6.
In 6? Okay. All right.
At home.
All right. Now, real quick, another real quick hit we're going to do here is we're going to do the Mavs. The Mavs got the first overall pick. They had a 1.3 or 1.5 chance of getting the number one pick. They get the number one pick. We want to thank the NBA for realizing that the Dallas Mavericks needed a little something after that disaster of a trade. So they get the first number overall pick. Hope they don't screw it up. It's pretty much a clear cut. Easy pick. Cooper Flagg from Duke should be the number one first overall. But have you seen the trade rumors, Donnie? They've got all kinds of crazy trade rumors. They were talking today about trading Cooper Flagg, drafting him, and then quickly trading him to Phoenix for Kevin Durant. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You don't do that. That's crazy cray. You wouldn't do that trade, would you, Donnie?
No, and all this trade stuff is really dumb because Cooper Flagg he's going to have a small contract, so you got to line up all the money. So you're going to have
He's
to trade.
18.
You're going to have to trade 3 or 4 of your other guys just to match the contracts. The one that most people have been talking about is the Greek Freak, but you're going to have to trade P.J. Washington, Gafford, some other player, and Cooper Flagg. So you're basically giving half your team up to get one guy, and
no,
they're not going to trade. So all that is sports talk to have something to talk about, really.
Yeah. They were talking yesterday about PJ and Gafford for Jrue Holiday from the Celtics because we need a point guard because the injury to, of course, Irving. So,
right. Yeah, and that's going to happen. Gafford or PJ or maybe both will be traded because they do need to get a point guard to fill in the time before Kyrie's back because he won't be back till at least January. So, but Cooper Flagg, man, I'm so excited. I couldn't believe that went down the way it did. I think I freaked out my wife because I was kind of freaking out the whole time. They didn't say the Mavericks. And they didn't say the Mavericks, and I was like, "Holy crap, we're in the Final Four!" And then we got the number one pick. That was
really good.
A lot of people think it might be rigged because of what
it was rigged.
When we traded.
Oh yeah, it was
Luka
rigged
to the Los Angeles Lakers, and
it was definitely rigged.
Like,
definitely
you do
rigged.
that, we'll give you the first pick.
Definitely rigged.
Definitely. No, I don't
rigged.
think. I don't think it was rigged.
Yes. How could it not be rigged, Donnie?
No,
it was rigged.
No, I think it's too hard to do that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Let's get in. The Texas Rangers are they the strangers because even though there's his ring, even though the pitching staff excellent quality starts, Uvalde, DeGrom, Corbin, Mahali, and even Ladder. Man, Ladder. Oh man, what a game he pitched his last outing. Even though the starting rotation is doing really good, the bullpen, they're showing a lot of weakness in some areas, and whatnot. But man, what is up with the power outage? These guys can't hit for nothing. I did a little chart here, Donnie, for the last 30 days, and this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. The only way Simeon can get on base is if he's either walked or hit by a pitch. This guy's 19 of 93. Nobody in their right mind would have him as a starter or as a everyday player on their roster if his name wasn't Simeon and what he did. Who cares what he did 6 years ago? Who cares what he did 3 years ago? He's horrible. Horrible, Donnie. Defensively, yeah, he's okay. But you know what? Josh Smith's probably a better glove. Why would you have this guy in your lineup? I just don't understand it. 19 of 93.
Let me explain to you. It's all about.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me put it to you this way. 19 of 96.
Yeah, he's batting under 200, way under 200. It's frustrating. But the reason they got to keep playing him is because they're paying him so much. He's the highest paid second baseman in the whole Major League Baseball.
I think somebody needs to Tanya Harding him, and he needs to go ahead and retire.
It's the weirdest thing because he's not. I mean, he's a decent hitter, but for whatever reason this year he can't do nothing, and it is frustrating. And then you got Jock Peterson that's still batting under 200.
Yeah,
You
but
got
he's at 41% production though right now, Donnie. He's 12 of 63 and 14 walks. He's finding ways to get him on base and everything. Uh, Simeon is
David.
at like
He
32.
David. He's hitting under 200.
I know he's not been good, but he's
No,
picking it up. He's shown signs in the last 30 days. He's shown signs that he's headed in the right direction. Simeon has showed signs that he couldn't play for a little league team.
Simeon he don't need to be batting number 5.
He
You know,
don't
they
need to be
dropped him,
batting. He needs to be on the bench.
but they have to play him unless you trade him. They have to because the money.
Is there a rule you got to play him?
Well, obviously you're not going to pay a guy to set the bench that much money. Hey,
Let
they're
me
just
put it to
praying
you this
and
way.
hoping that he figures it out.
You have a job, right? You're in security, and you got your security and everything else like that. Say the truck's coming in and it's missing parts all the time, and say the guy doesn't show up for a couple of jobs, and you're getting phone calls from angry customers. This guy he runs the wires in his underwear because he says it's hot in the attic, and he's just very offensive to the ladies at the homes that he's going to. What are you going to do to him, Donnie? You're going to fire his butt. You're going to send him down the road. It don't matter if he was the installer of the year before. If the guy's doing crappy job, you're going to get rid of him. That's what the Rangers need to do. And they're going to have to pay him regardless. I'd rather pay him to sit on the bench than screw up a game. And that's what he's been doing. He ain't been good. Bad.
It's a lot different when you're talking about 5 figures than 7 figures. So you just can't do it. You're stuck with what you got, and
I'd rather have Walcott come up and play some on this major league roster. You know, you're burying him in the minor leagues. He ain't going to be able to do nothing. Bring him up and get somebody's attention and then trade and bring a veteran in. I don't care. Do something, but you can't play this guy. He is horrible, horrible. And he's always letting us down when it matters the most in the games.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that because it's all true. And I don't know what their answer can be because unless you get somebody that is going to be a sucker and trade for them.
Let me tell you Let me tell you who all's been better than Marcus Simeon on this roster.
All of them.
Let's see: Josh Smith, Adolis Garcia, who's not really been hitting all that well. Josh Young, Langford, Heim, Peterson, Berger, Haggerty, and even little Mr. Pilar have all been outplaying Marcus Simeon the last 30 days. And Carter and Seager are probably doing a better job too, and they're on the IL.
Yeah, and it just don't start with Simeon though on the offense. So it's
worst player.
I mean, all of them are struggling. They've struggled all year. Nobody's really had a consistent season at the plate. So hopefully something changes. I think our best bet is to swing some kind of trade or whatever right before All-Star break and get a power hitter, somebody that can get on base, move guys around, whatever, because we just don't have a consistent guy that's, besides Seager, and Seager hadn't even been that great this year. He's been hurt a lot of the times. He's like Mr. Glass. He gets hurt every other game.
Marcus Simeon, Marcus Simeon. I think if Julio Franco wanted to come out of retirement, I would rather have him than Marcus Simeon.
Yeah,
he's just not any good. Not any good.
Yeah, we just got to lean on our pitching for a while, but the bullpen is one I even talked about at the beginning of the year. I said the bullpen they haven't addressed the bullpen. They got a lot of older bullpen arms that are okay, but you can't keep putting them out there and putting them out there and putting them out there because nowadays the starting pitching they won't go. If you're lucky, you might get 7 innings out of them, maybe, even the good ones. So that means you're going to have to keep pitching these guys, these older relief arms, way more than you need to, and it's kind of started to show. You look at Martin. Martin got hurt because he's been pitching too much, I think. But they've got to get some guys in there in the bullpen to when we have a 2-1 lead that will be able to hang on to that because we're probably not going to score much than 2 runs.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see that Bradford and Gray are on the DL, and I haven't heard much on their progression, but if they're getting close to coming back, you could bring them in. Maybe trade one of your starters for a couple of good relievers. You know, you could possibly do that. Rocker, you got Rocker could be trade bait, even Walcott, but I would not trade Walcott. I would keep him. He definitely needs to be a Ranger. He's homegrown, and the Rangers need to quit giving away all their top prospects. But they've got some power to be able to make a trade, and I think I see them doing that, Donnie, getting in a bat and maybe a couple of bullpen arms as these guys get well, or they're going to put them in the pen, and that would strengthen your pen quite a bit because both Bradford and Gray can do some bullpen stuff. Okay.
Yep, and Rocker, David, is good. I think he would be right now in his career. I think he'd be good in the bullpen. And,
in the bullpen,
he's a hard thrower. He give you one really strong inning. Everything he's got, and I think he could really help in that bullpen.
Yeah, and if Bradford came in and Bradford was really doing well with his rehab and showed that he could get back in that starters row, you could move Leiter into the bullpen if you wanted to. I think eventually he's going to be one of your top starters, though, and I think he's in the role that he needs to be in, and you just got to get him accustomed to it. But you could, especially in playoff time, you could go with a shorter rotation and put him in that bullpen, and he can do some damage. I love him when he's going through the first and second time through the lineups of these teams. He just dominates, and I really like that. Okay, let's get to it. Your Dallas Cowboys free agency pretty much over with. The draft is over with, and now camps and training camp coming up right around the corner and everything. Let's talk a little Dallas Cowboys. I'm a little excited about it. The Dallas Cowboys have done a few things. They did pick up wide receiver Pickens, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. I love the pickup because he's either got to do right or he's going to bury himself because they're not going to give him a contract. Jones isn't. Oh my gosh, Jones isn't even stupid enough. You're going to love that. Jones isn't even stupid enough to screw this deal up. He's not going to give Pickens any money until the end of the season, towards the end of the season. With Pickens and CD Lamb, that's going to be a monster. It's going to really help, especially Dak Prescott. The thing I love about what the Cowboys did in the offseason by acquiring Clayton Adams as your OC, he is a line coach, an offensive line coach. So he's going to believe in the run. Now, the Cowboys did go out and get a couple of free agent running backs. They did get Jamonte Williams and Miles Sanders. They did pick Jaden Blue up from UT, Donnie. Horns up. Yep. Horns up. Mm-hmm. And I think they got a good idea there. And I'm going to get into that here in a minute. We talked about it when we were talking about the Rattlers, Donnie, and it's just true across football, all across the line. And that is, if you run the ball, if you control the line of scrimmage, and you run the ball, good things happen. I wanted to throw this up real quick because I've got a stat. And you know me and stats, right, Donnie? I love me some stats. Saw this stat, and it holds true in any form of football, but especially with Dak Prescott. This is the Cowboys' rushing impact on Dak Prescott throughout the career. When they rush 30-plus times, his record is 53-7. Like that record, don't you, Donnie?
Yeah.
Especially as opposed to less than 30 rushing attempts, 20-34. When they rush for 100-plus yards, they're 64-17. I like that record, too. Less than 100 yards rushing, 9-24. Now, you got that?
Yep.
All right. Now, when you break that down, Donnie, you know what that equates to? It equates to 3.3 yards per carry. If you rush the ball 31 times, all you got to get is 3.3 yards per carry. So if you average just below 4 yards a carry, okay, but not under 3 yards a carry, you have a successful run game with the Dallas Cowboys. But you have to commit to the run. And that means that you don't always have to run on first down. Maybe you throw the ball and you use the pass to set up the run. Well, now with Pickens and CD and Ferguson and some of the other wide receivers that they've got in the game, you can even throw in Turpin. with the weapons that they've got, and if a healthy Dak Prescott, and that's the key right there, a healthy Dak Prescott, this group of running backs could average 3.3 yards per carry. Here's a couple of reasons why. All their linemen are the most healthy they've ever been going into a training camp. And we drafted with our first pick, 12th overall, Tyler Booker, offensive guard, and to replace an aged, and let's face it, Donnie, Zach Martin did not have a good year last year at all. At all. And this guy is better than any of the replacements we had for him last year. So I like the backup lineman that we have, and I like this coach. We have an offensive coordinator that's a line coach. If they commit to the run, this offense could be one of the top offenses in the NFL. I really, really like what they did in the draft, and I really, really like what they did picking up Pickens. That was an excellent, excellent deal, and you didn't give up too much, I don't think.
Yeah, I was kind of at first for a while during the offseason with a lot of the free agent moves, I was underwhelmed. But overall, I was really satisfied with the offseason they had. The draft really helped because I think they had a real good draft, especially the first four picks. I think the first four picks will be either starters or major contributors on the team.
Yep.
So your first three picks, you got a lot of people had all three of those guys as first round talent, or no less than second round talents. And then Blue, I really like Blue, the running back, and that we picked up because I think he is a big play maker. He'll make some big plays, and he runs a lot bigger than he actually is. And then Pickens, that was key for them to get another receiver because I was thinking, man, if they don't get another receiver, I was disappointed they didn't address that in the draft early, but they had a plan, and I think you're right, David. I think Pickens right now taking him this time in his career was perfect because he is a good, solid wide receiver. Yeah. And obviously the knock on him has been his attitude, and
he can't do that here. He can't. Yeah. It'll cost him too much money.
Right, because he's on a 1-year deal, and you got as a player, you got to know that I've got to show up this year, or I'm not going to make that big money that I want to make. So he's going to be on his best behavior. He's going to show out and do his best performance this year. So now, if he does do that, do you re-sign him to a big contract? That's we can look at that later on because that might not be a good idea.
Yeah, it depends on what you do with Micah and some of the other players.
For this year, it's a great pickup because CD needed somebody on the other side to take the pressure off of him.
Yeah, you can address the wide receiver position if Pickens doesn't play out, which I think they will. I think both Pickens and CD go over 1,000 yards receiving this year. I think Dak Prescott is on the precipice of having 36 to 4,000 yards passing this year. That's going to be really, really key. He doesn't have to do it though, because I think they're going to run the football, and that football is going to open up a lot of open spaces on that passing game, and they're going to get it done. I think Dak knows he's got something to prove this year. I think he'll stay healthy, and I think the Cowboys, they're going to have a top 5 offense. Also, on the defensive side, Solomon Thomas, I thought, was a really good pickup. I think just the senior leadership that he provides, the type of player that he is, and with Osa, this is a great guy to have him playing with that. A lot better than Lawrence, the guy that we got rid of. Who, to me, Lawrence was a bigger attitude problem than what Pickens probably will ever possibly get you.
Focus.
But the biggest thing is how these rookies. We got some good free agents that we picked up defensive wise that I think will help. But these rookies, like you said, Donnie, how they contribute. Diggs, how long's he going to be out? Ravel, will he be healthy enough to actually contribute and play a lot of minutes in these games? But Micah Parsons, that's the biggest thing. Micah Parsons can be the biggest headache on this team, or he can be the biggest asset on this team. And I hope it's the latter. I really, really do, because he definitely has the talent. If he can apply himself and he can get over himself and contract and money, if he can just play some football, some solid football, I think he'll be rewarded. And I think this team, this defense, again, top 5 defense, top 5 offense, I see the Cowboys playing really big into the playoff picture this year.
You know, and I think a couple of players that are probably not even noticed that much in our offseason pickups. Our linebacker core was not very good after Overshawn got hurt, and he won't be back. You know, probably for a little bit. So he
ain't playing this year.
Well, I think he's going to come back.
No, they said he's out. They said he's out. He re-aggravated it a couple. Yeah, he re-aggravated. He's out for the rest of the year.
Oh, that sucks. But to the pickups that they got, and I think that both these guys are solid and are solid linebackers, and obviously we had to have it. But the Sanborn kid and Murray from Tennessee, both those guys are really solid veteran linebackers.
And they're bigger in the middle, which is where we needed to get strong.
Yeah,
we got a little bit bigger size linebackers, and we really need to be bigger in that middle. Lost your sound, Donnie. Lost your sound. Oh, there you go.
Got me.
There you go.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We got hurt in the running attack, so that'll help us. And that rookie that we got that plays defensive end, the out of Boston College.
Yeah.
He's going to be a stud. You watch.
Yeah.
So that'll help.
I think so. I had him a lot higher on the draft too.
Real quick, you saw the schedule. I went through it the other day.
Here you go.
What's your record? What do you think your record is?
Well, all right.
So, I know you're a big homer.
So let's go down it real quick, if you don't mind, Donnie. We open up with Philly on a Thursday night, okay, September the 4th at Philly, and they're going to be raising the banner, and they're going to be doing all this stuff and everything. That never bodes well for the winning Super Bowl team. I'm going with the Cowboys winning that game. I got us winning that game. What do you got us?
Loss.
Donnie has a loss. Okay. 10 days later, we play the New York Giants on Sunday at noon at Cowboy Stadium. I have us as a win.
Win.
I've got at Chicago Sunday at 3 o'clock on the 21st. I've got us for a win.
I got a win too.
Green Bay 7 days later on a Sunday night game at Green Bay at home. If this was in Green Bay, I would have went Green Bay, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys at home.
Yeah, I'm a homer. I'm picking the Cowboys at home.
Then we're on October the 5th. There's no way the Cowboys will lose on my birthday at the New York Jets. I'm taking a win.
I got everybody beats the Jets.
Then we're at Carolina on the next Sunday at Carolina. I've got us as a win.
Yeah, everybody beats Carolina.
Then we got Washington at home on Sunday, October the 19th at 3 o'clock. This is a tough one. This is a real tough one. But I got us winning that game, Donnie.
Yeah, we're going to split with the Commanders, and I got them winning this one.
Then we've got at Denver on the 26th of October. Denver's going to be a tough contest. And it's at Denver, and it's October the 26th. Weather could play in part. I've got us winning this game, Donnie.
Dang. So I don't think we can win 7 in a row, so I got us a loss. Denver always – it's a hard place to win.
Okay, Donnie's got a loss. November the 3rd, on a Monday night, we've got Arizona at home. Win.
Yeah, I got to win.
Okay. Then we've got 14 days later, we have the Raiders at the Raiders on a Monday night. That's another win.
I got a loss.
Loss to the Raiders.
Yeah, they're playing in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah. 6 days later, we play Filthy at home on the 23rd. Donnie, I got us losing that game.
So you have us beating them at Philly.
At
but
Philly, game
losing
one.
at home.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I think we're going to jump on them. I don't think they're going to know what hit them that first game.
See, I have them losing the first one, but winning this one.
Okay, so we have them splitting. All right, then 4 days later, after Philly, we got to play Kansas City on Thanksgiving, and it's going to make my most favorite day of the year. It's going to be ruined for me because I got us losing to KC on Thanksgiving.
Well, if we got to lose to anybody, let it happen with Kansas City. I do have them losing that one.
Then then on December 4th on a Thursday night, we're at Detroit. Man, I've struggled with this one. I'm going to go ahead and give us a loss.
Yeah, I got them losing that one.
And then we play on the 14th, 10 days later after Detroit. We play Minnesota at home on a Sunday night. We return to our winning ways.
Yeah, I got them winning that one.
Okay. And then we play the LA Chargers on the 21st of December on a Sunday at noon. I got us winning that game.
I got them losing that one.
And then we play on Christmas Day at Washington on a Thursday night. And I have us losing that game.
Yeah, I have them losing that one.
Okay, so I've got us losing 4 games.
We got the Giants left, right? We still got the Giants.
Oh, yeah, the Giants. I have us winning that game.
I got us winning that one as well.
Okay. So I've got losing 4. You have us losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have us losing 7, Donnie.
Yeah. I got us 10 and 7. What's your record?
I have us losing 4.
Wow, you think we're going to go 13 and 4?
13 and 4.
Woo!
And we will win the division.
Mark that. Yeah. If we go 13 and 4, mark that down, people.
I got it down. I believe in my Cowboys this year. I think they did some positive things, and that's where I think we're going to go. Donnie hates the Cowboys and thinks they won't even be a wild card team.
No, I think we'll make the playoff. 10 and 7. That's the playoff team.
Okay. All right. Now we're at the bottom of the list here, and it is the big list. It's a great list. Here, let me type this out, Donnie. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what it is and what we're going to be doing here.
All right. So, obviously, we're coming up to Memorial Day weekend, Memorial Day on Monday, to honor all the folks that sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And so we have going, because we like to keep it topical and everything.
And
We're going to
movie
go
watching is a sport.
And movie watching is a sport. So we're going top 5 war movies of all time.
That's right.
Your top 5 war movies.
No answer is incorrect. Now listen, if you're watching this show, answer. Okay? Put your little fingers on the typing board and type it in there in the comments. We want to hear from you. Let's start with number 5. You want to go first or am I going first?
Yeah, let us know what your top war movie is. And then we'll go through a few honorable mentions after we give our list.
Yeah.
I'll start it off. You know, I watched this a couple of times, and each time I like it more. I think it's an underrated war movie. It's got one of my favorite actors in it, Denzel Washington, and a guy I'm not a real big fan of. He's not a real good actor. The best thing he ever did was Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But my number
Glory.
5, David, might surprise some people.
It's Glory.
Glory.
Yeah, Glory's a great movie. And what are you talking about? Matthew Broderick, that was a really good movie.
It was
really good movie. He did great in that movie.
Yeah, that's why I got it in my top 5. That is a really good, well-made movie. I really enjoy it.
That's a good one. That's a really good one, Donnie. I like your pick there. But I went number 5, and it was in the running. I will tell you, Glory was in the running. One of my honorable mentions. But I'm going to go with Lone Survivor. And this was with Mark Wahlberg. And it is really, really good. If you haven't seen it, folks, highly recommend this movie. And it's more of a recent war that the United States was involved in and everything. And it shows you that it's not actually the people. That's why I hate bigots. it's not really the people, it's the leaders of those people, but the people put the leaders in charge. So you need to be real careful when you vote, folks, because you might get some crazed person in there and they do crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's
But
a really good one, man. I unfortunately the first time I saw that, went to the movies to watch it, and it was packed, and I had to sit like on the front row. And you
yeah,
know how much action there is in that movie. There's
oh
like,
yeah,
I mean, everything's coming at you, and I'm right in front of it. It gave me a headache. But yeah, that's a really good
you
movie.
go back and rewatch it. You'll
Oh,
really
I've watched
appreciate
it.
it.
I've watched it a few times.
Yeah, really good.
Um, my number four is the Great Texan, the guy that's about the Great Texan, the American Sniper. It's a tough watch. It's kind of sad, but it's my number four.
Yeah, American Sniper, one of my honorable mentions again, Donnie. Solid pick there. Can't fault you for that. I'm going with Black Hawk Down. Again, another topical one. The cinematography in this movie is amazing. And Tom Cruise must have been one of the stunt guys because the stunt work in that thing had to have been really good. Uh, Exceptional movie. If you guys haven't seen it, again, another one that I would highly recommend. Black Hawk Down, number 4.
Well, that makes my number three quick because that's my number three, Black Hawk Down. I
Yeah.
really enjoy that movie. It you know, it shows you what a lot goes on there that people don't think about.
Yeah.
The risks
Yeah.
that they take.
Yeah.
So number
Yeah.
two,
No, my number 3.
your number three.
See, I'm going to tell you something. My number 3 and my number 2, they were pushing one another, just going like this, going like that, going like this, going like that. But Martin Sheen and William Dafoe in Platoon. This movie, they say that when the Vietnam War veterans watched this movie, they got PTSD really bad because it was so accurate and very similar to a lot of what they experienced. That bodes a long way with me. Plus, the acting was amazing. William Dafoe can do anything, Donnie. He is an amazing actor. Good job. I'm going to go with Platoon at number 3.
Yeah, that is a good one. It's a hard watch too, but that is good war movie. My number, I forgot my tie. Number three, my other
Uh-oh.
number three, Black Hawk Down, was tied with Hacksaw Ridge. I'm sorry.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Have you seen Hacksaw Ridge?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's really good, and that one, and it's based on a true story, and that's kind of an unbelievable story. What that soldier did during that time.
Yeah,
My
it's
number
amazing.
two, my number two is probably a lot of people's number one, but my number two is I hate his his political thinking, but he's a great actor. Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan.
Number 2 is Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, my number 2, and again, I could have placed it at 3. Really amazing movie. We Are Soldiers. Mel Gibson delivers probably, in my opinion, one of the best roles I've ever seen him in. And Mel Gibson rarely ever misses. You remember he was in that movie that you like so much when he was the Ghost, Patriot, the Patriot, and but he blew it. He blew that movie away with this movie, We Are Soldiers. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. You will be really astounded. It's a great war movie. Very good war movie.
Yeah, that is a good movie. And speaking of Mel Gibson and that movie you just mentioned, my number one is The Patriot. I mean, that'll be my number one till I die, probably.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time, so it's
Yeah.
got to be my number one war movie.
Yeah, it was a great deal. Again, one of my honorable mentions, but I don't know. Cinematography in war movies means a lot to me, and there was a movie that Kirk Douglas did that was really good, and I almost put it on there, but you'd call me an old man and stuff like that. And the cinematography wasn't really up to snuff, and they had the little pew pews that were not very authentic and stuff like that. So I left a lot of the older ones out, but I like I like the cinematography to make you feel like you're there, and I like accurate, more descriptive and historically correct films. And again, my number one, they said that the veterans that were in this war, when they saw this movie, they felt like they were there again, and it gave them very, very harsh PTSD. And it also speaks to the way America is structured today. Had things like this not happened, families would have been wiped out, completely wiped out. But Saving Private Ryan was a very, very important movie, very, very well done. Tom Hanks is a dummy, but he's a great actor, and almost every movie he's been in, he has knocked it out of the park. He did really, really good in this one, even though there were a lot more impressive roles that were done by supporting actors in this film. And I think everybody that was in that movie really, really took it to heart what veteran sacrifice truly, truly is. And so my number one is going to be Saving Private Ryan. Patriot, great film, really, really good. I got it as an honorable mention, Donnie, for sure. But man, even I'm not that old, so I don't remember Revolutionary War, stuff. It's not,
Yeah.
So there's where I'm going to go.
A couple of my honorable mentions that we didn't mention, and you talk about cinematography. I think this one had it, and it kind of lacks a little bit in some things, but cinematography is really good. 1917, that's a good one. If you haven't seen that one, you should watch
1917, really good. I also liked Apocalypse Now.
Yeah,
Apocalypse Now was really, really good, but I think they did really good on cinematography as well. But on Apocalypse Now, they had an accident while they were filming it, and an actor was killed, and I think even a child was killed on set, and that detracts from a lot of it. Plus, I think they forgot that they were supposed to write a good script, and the script kind of went haywire on it. So, yeah.
Well, and that movie though is like one of the, if you look at the top 50 movies of all time, that's usually in there.
Yeah.
Another one, the last one that I have as honorable mention was the first part of it is better than the second half of it, but Full Metal Jacket, man.
Yeah.
That's really a good one.
Really good movie. Really good movie. Well, that does it. What is your favorite all-time war movie? You can always, we keep these up on our platforms, so you can always comment. If you didn't want to comment today, that's fine. You can comment later at some other point. A lot of people like to rewatch this. We're also going to do clips. I'm going to actually use the AI to clip out parts of the show, and we're going to put it out there so that people will start watching the show more during the live segments. They like to watch football and baseball and basketball and all that when it's live, but I think on these shows, these podcasts, we get a lot of relooks. I know we do because I've seen the numbers. So we appreciate everybody. Again, if you want to become a supporter of the sports scene and the Toller Sports broadcast, it's imperative that you start now. Usually I don't do the drives until mid-June, but I'm going to be extremely busy. I'm old. Did I mention I'm old? I'm older, and I'm not going to run around. I'm not going to run around like I did last year and do all that stuff and everything. Also, we're looking for somebody that might want to join the sports scene. I'm looking for a young student. I would really love to have a student or a former student that may want to join us to help out with some camera work and to also help out on some sideline reporting. We want to do that. When we do that, of course, we need more equipment, and we also are going to upgrade our equipment because we're going to cover all the home games and all the away games in football and the playoff games. We will show the video when we can, and if we have enough sponsorship, and but at least you'll get the audio if we can't show the video. So because we are the official voice for Toller ISD, and that is a fact, Jack. And so it's going to be really great. Last year we had to do the huddle. We're not doing huddle. We're going to be doing our YouTube page. We're also going to be doing some on the Facebook Live, but most of it's going to be on the YouTube page. So get comfortable with that page. Subscribe and like that page. Put it as your favorites. And it doesn't cost anything. And you can watch it there. Yeah. And I have a great library. We've got years and years of videos on that. And you can go back and watch the live videos. And then also I've got them categorized by the sports and stuff like that. You can go in and watch those. Any parting words from you, Mr. Donnie Wood?
No, David, I enjoyed it. Always like talking sports, and look forward to the next show. And hopefully, we didn't bore everybody.
Oh, hang on a second. I got one more thing. Hang on, just 1 second. Segue, Donnie.
Okay, yeah. So this weekend, everybody's got a lot of big plans. Be careful out there as you travel about, and a lot of graduates going on this weekend. So
congratulations to all the graduates. I did want to make sure I said that. Okay, so folks, look at this. Look what I got. Look what I got. Okay, if you want one of these, all you got to do is let us know. This makes a great. I mean, look at this. Look. Would you look at it?
It's even autographed.
It's even autographed. He will actually autograph it. I'll make him autograph it for you. We'll frame it and we'll send it to you and everything.
Yeah, that's a personal autograph to David.
This usually hangs in front of my toilet whenever I have to do number. So it's great in the bathroom. I keep it in here as much as possible, but
it makes probably good target practice.
And if you want one of these, man, I'm telling you what,
just let us know. Make you feel better about yourself.
Trying to raise some funds. So we'll sell you one of those. Just let us know. Give us a call. We'll let you know, and we'll get you one of those framed. That is awesome.
Hey man, that's worth the money right there, and we should be able to raise a lot of money for.
There you go.
You got a celebrity and an autograph.
If you're a sponsor this year, you will get one of these, and he will autograph it for you. Okay, he'll autograph it for you.
Yeah, I will.
Goes great in the bathroom. Wonderful. Until we meet again, ladies and gentlemen, we surely appreciate it. God bless you, and go
Stars,
Rattlers. Stars, Mavericks.
Yeah. There you go.
All